One summer evening in 1727, a British ship left the harbour for business with a few crew members. But after a couple of months of their sailing, one of the crew members started to feel extremely lethargic and depressed. Soon, he developed shortness of breath and pain. Everyone on the ship got alert and started to panic. They fear no one will return home alive from the monster that attacked the boat. They began to work hard day and night, as if they didn't want any rest at all. Why? They believe laziness is the cause that created this monster. Soon, the teeth of that affected crew member started to fall out as his gum was rotten. His legs and thighs also started to gangrene and turn black. He was forced to use his knife every day to cut his flesh to release the black and foul blood. But eventually, after all his efforts, he couldn't survive. Not only he, but many of the other crew members also died of this monster each day. By the time the ship returned home, it had lost nearly half of its crew members because of this monster. And this killer monster's name is Scurvy. Back in the 18th century, scurvy during long sea voyages was often more dangerous than storms, shipwrecks, warfare, and other diseases combined. It could kill about half or two-thirds of the ship members during a long sea voyage. It is a disease caused by vitamin C deficiency. But compared to other nutritional deficiencies, scurvy is rare. It takes at least a month with hardly any vitamin C intake in the diet for symptoms to appear. Today, it occurs most commonly in developing nations in association with malnutrition. But during the age of sail, it was believed that half of the sailors would die of scurvy. Nearly 2 million sailors have died as a result of this. Nobody knew how sailors were affected by this disease, and no matter how well the patients were treated and what remedies were offered, sailors continued to die. It looked like there were no treatments at all for this killer monster, up until James Lind carried out a controlled clinical trials on scurvy-affected sailors. James Lind was a Scottish surgeon who worked for the British Royal Navy and was a pioneer in the naval hygiene. He separated a group of 12 sailors suffering from scurvy into 6 pairs. They all ate the same meals and stayed in the same quarters, but their treatments were different. He treated one group with a quarter of cider a day, another group with a half pint of seawater, another with 25 drops of vitriol 3 times a day, the fourth group with a nutmeg-sized paste of garlic, mustard seed, balsam of Peru, dried radish root, and gum myrrh 3 times a day, the fifth group with 2 spoonfuls of vinegar, and the last group with 2 oranges and 1 lemon a day. Lind gave the treatments for 2 weeks, except for the citrus fruits like oranges and lemon, which ran for less than a week, because by the end of the first week, the pair with the citrus fruits treatment recovered so thoroughly and rapidly that Lind started to treat other groups with citrus fruits. Thus, Lind is widely credited with discovering citrus fruits as an ideal treatment for scurvy due to this successful experiment. And you may think that after his discovery, scurvy was gone. That, however, is not what happened, because Lind didn't draw any clear conclusions in the book he wrote called A Treatise of the Scurvy. Despite being a 400-page book, his crucial experiment only takes up a couple of pages. The remaining pages discussed other treatments like fresh air and exercise. However, it was not until 1795 that a physician called Gilbert Blaine convinced the British Royal Navy to distribute lemon juice to the sailors. Historians are still debating why it did not act sooner after Lind's finding.